Hey guys, so today I want to show you an ornamental syntropic plantation that I planted back in January, and it's doing wonderfully. And really it can show you that you can make ornamental plantations with this. But I did a little twist to it. I just added some more berries every 5 meters just to have some crop in there. The idea is maybe in the future to plant some seeds of stone fruit like peach, apricot or plum, something like that. We'll see how it goes. But let me switch the camera. Right, so you see this is a plantation. And you can see it's already quite full. It's already filling up quite well. That is really due to this plant there, the Aeonium. It's a type of succulent plant that I'm just planting everywhere in between all of the trees now. This year I think I planted around 4,000 of them. And they're just amazing. Just got to make sure that you don't plant them when it's too cold or they die with frost. If they're very young, if it goes below 5 degrees, they're very sensitive to the cold, but especially when they're young. When they're established after a few months, usually they're fine with frost. And it's not like we get really strong frost, but you can see already the trees, how they're doing. Look at this acacia there. It's got a massive leaf that is like longer than my hand. This is Acacia saligna. And you can see here, there's a mulberry that I was talking about that I planted every 5 meters or 6 meters. Don't remember exactly. But yeah, you can see I planted the high strata, the emergent strata, as well as the medium and low strata. It has all of it that it needs. And you can see there are a lot of places I planted 3 plants together. For example, here we got the Peter's bottom, that's more medium strata. Then we got the acacia as a high strata. And then we got the mulberry that will take over from the acacia eventually as a high strata. And then also have my low to medium strata, the viburnum here, planted alongside with the casuarina as an emergent. And here you can see as well the Teucrium, the tree germander, is planted with a curojong. That's going to be a long-term emergent while the casuarina takes the space. But you can see there's going to be a lot of beauty in here because there's a lot of different species and colors of flowers and leaves that are going to be in this plantation. And the casuarina is planted every 2 meters here. Got it with the myoporum here as medium strata, and then the Grevillea robusta will take the space on the casuarina in the future. So you see, got eucalyptus as well every 2 meters. I planted with a celtis that is a tree of much higher succession, but I want the eucalyptus to nurture the celtis, and then in the future it will take over from there. But yeah, that's basically the plantation there. As emergent, as I was saying, we have the casuarina, we have the bottle tree, so the curojong, we got the eucalyptus, we got the Grevillea robusta, and as well in some spots we got the ash, the desert ash, which is very drought resistant. And yeah, it's a bunch of other bushing species that grow very fast. That was the point as well, in a way, to try out some other species and see how they go, like the Peter's bottom, for example, the Teucrium, as I was saying. And what else do we have? Oh yes, we have this plant that's really amazing. It's Cytisus bioticus. I don't have the common name, but it's a type of broom basically, and loses all its leaves in summer, but then it grows so fast during the winter. It's a really good one. I wish I had Tagasaste as well. Could be a really good plant for this. And as well, yeah, myoporum. So you can see it's a sort of stratified hedge that's going to happen with our emergent trees, with our acacias, and then below all the other bushes there. But basically here the idea is to not limit this plantation to just ornamental. We also want to plant some fruit trees in there in the future. So doing a sort of like infestation of really good plants that I know work well here. That's going to look much better at the retreat center for the guests to have a walk. There's a path down here for the guests to walk by. And as I said, I added the mulberries in there. But yeah, there's always a chance to add some fruit trees in there. And some different fruit trees that can look really beautiful, like loquat, for example, looks beautiful. Although I planted tons of them this year. So I'm thinking more like apricot or plum or peach in the future. Well, we'll probably wait 2-3 years and we'll see if the succession of the sort has increased enough to really add these fruit trees in there. Wow, seeing something amazing here. You can see here, this is a huge myoporum. This is like 50 centimeters already. That's quite crazy. But these are the kind of plants that, you know, I can't refrain from using. They grow so fast. This with the acacia together, that's gonna be a beast. This place here in a year from now, it's gonna expand like 1.5 meters wide. It's gonna be crazy. So this is really an example for you of the powerhouses in my climate. You can clearly see when you see plants like this that have all this foliage already in 3 months. That's absolutely amazing. This plant was tiny. You can already see the trunk that is expanding from here. Same with the eucalyptus here. This is amazing to see. That is so satisfying. It seems really slow, but in this climate, that's fast. The exposition of the slope really matters here. That's the north. And yeah, I can see that some other plantations that I've done this year on more of the south side, actually the plants haven't grown as much as this, even though they were planted 6 months ago. So that makes a huge difference. And I can see as well, I think that there's definitely a part of it, which is the growth pulse of the plants around that have been cut down. You can see all of the weeds have been cut down, and that definitely adds a growth pulse as well. So it's really important, and that's why I don't recommend to just only mulch around. It's always good to plant some other plants with it. You can see I planted some broad beans as well. And yeah, I'm just trimming the grasses around. I already did one cut, but I'm gonna do another one this week. And that adds the mulch, that adds the growth pulse, and that will allow these plants to be really vigorous and healthy like this one. Look at that. So far, for only 3 months, that's the plantation I'm the most satisfied by, that I can tell you for this year. So I'm really looking forward to show you after the summer how much things have grown. All right, see you in the next.